Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. It's Revan speaking, and hope you're doing well. Well, I have to say, folks, let me introduce you to a great event that involves with no submarines, no carriers of any kind, and it is a Tier 8 and Tier 9 battle. It is the new Brawl Fest called the one and only Unbreakable line. This is a fun and engaging event that you will love and appreciate, and you're going to have a field day with it. You're going to have a lot of memes about it, and you're going to enjoy it to your heart's content because it is simply just that. And in all seriousness though, folks, that for what it's worth, from the PTS when it was first released originally, when we first saw it, I had some mixed reservations with it, just like anyone else out there. And I'll be honest that at the time when it first came on the PTS, at the time I was going like, oh man, okay, I can see what you're trying to achieve, I can see what you're trying to do, but is it really what you're trying to do? And honestly, I can feel the grasp of an arcade gameplay style that is going to be fun and engaging, but it has to change. It had to change in a way that it has to be done positively, because a lot of things that they were trying to do didn't make sense initially when I first saw it. And I'm going to highlight a couple things. First and foremost, back at the time at the public test server, it was kind of drawn out before you could actually, complete the mission itself in the battle. Because like the original idea is that whether you capture the points or destroy the ships to get to 1,000 points, it just felt very dragged out, and it just felt like it was very time consuming. Yes, it was time consuming at the time, but the new change they have done with this is actually looks spectacular. It actually looks phenomenal. It's actually a lot better than it was before. And unfortunately that Pali Emilia just got destroyed there, but for what it's worth, I mean, let's just backtrack a little bit here. That for what it's worth, that the player base, the Water Warships community player base, jumped on the bandwagon and said, hey, I see what you're trying to achieve, but we need to share our feedback and ideas. And this is where it was a great outcome between the Wargaming team as well as the Water Warships community combined, working collaboratively together as one to help improve this idea gameplay set, and it actually worked out to a great idea. So what I have seen since I've been away on holidays and had decided to try to give it a go, a couple matches, and I was actually pretty damn impressed with the new look and feel of this one for the Unbreakable line event. So basically they have made the map smaller, they have shrunk down the amount of gameplay time as well, and this match is all about, brawling in, aggressive gameplay, and going in there with your heart's content with either tank memes, torp memes, secondary memes, the works. And just go out there and wreak havoc, cause mayhem if you will, and at the same time have a blast, have a brawling fest with your friends. Oh wait, did I say with your friends? Yes, I did. You can actually invite your friends in a div to play with them, have fun with them, and enjoy time with them in this game mode, which is actually a great plus for me and many others out there. And you can rock up some ridiculous amount of damage as well too, which is kind of cool. I mean, like, you want to do some flexing moments, why not? I mean, like, let's do it. But I have to say that I was very excited about it when I saw this at the initial start of the new changes that they have done. So I have to say that with the warships of choices you can choose from between secondary battleships like the Massachusetts, the Georgia, the Pomeran, the Ruprecht, and many others that I can name, you can actually have a good field day with it in terms of racking up the secondary damage and enjoy putting a lot of fires and the works. Alright, so it's actually quite well done all around for that sort of thing. But there's also some great cruisers out there, and also destroyers that you can do a lot of torp memes as well. Now with the destroyers as such, I can put this out there that like destroyers like the Benson, the Benham, the Minigumo, the Kirikaze, Ashashio, to name a few, that have a lot of, torpedo racks and good torpedo reloads. They will have a field day with this one. You notice that there's an actual debuff here. Well, it's not a debuff, it's a buff actually, that improves the stats of your warship as you charge in. So the good thing about it is that when your ship gets destroyed, it actually does a respawn. It does remind you of a similar game, like for example, those first-person shooter games that do have this idea. It's like, Call of Duty, for example, as well as Overwatch and good old Unreal Tournament and things like that, where you have that respawn moment. So this is actually quite fun. I have to admit that, for what it's worth, it actually brings back a lot of good memories in this sense. So basically you're thinking in a different perspective that you're playing a first-person shooter in Warships gameplay style. It's a great arcade gameplay style, which is, don't get me wrong, it is actually quite fun and interactive. I can see what they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve, and well, as I said, the feedback was valid. It really had to be done, had to be said, and it was actually very well achieved between both sides. And I have to say that I'm loving it. It's great. It's something that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, from a hard day's work. And also, it doesn't matter what you do during the day, during the afternoon, during the evening, wherever it is, but at least you get to sit back, relax, and have fun. That's the main thing, right? So you can't hang back, as I said before, and if you want to hang back, go play random battles or operations and different other gameplay modes. But when it comes to ranked brawls, and especially the Unbreakable line event like this one, you can't afford to hang back. It's encouraging you to play aggressively with both the new and old warships in the game, and those ships, either you're familiar with it or not, at least you can push it to your own limits and actually see what you can do, testing your own boundaries. Now, I have to say that what they're trying to do and try and achieve here, it does make sense. So I have to say, for what it's worth, that what they've done here is actually, whoa, that's mind-blowing experience. But I have to say that what they've done here is actually well worth it. Now, for example, if you have that Palais Emilio, for example, that you can do a lot of, memes and by just charging in and actually causing a lot of havoc. Well, that's actually pretty cool. So this is a quick demonstration of what happens when your ship gets blown up and you get respawn. This is actually fun. This is absolutely something that I'm being anxious about for quite some time to see what happens. And here you go. So basically this is the Esprit de Corps is the buff here, and it basically enhances your detectable range and into your favor at the same time that the speed and as well as the rudder is also increased into your favor. Overall though, with the engine boost I got it going, notice that my ship has gone pretty fast right now. It's over 50 plus knots. So with the buff itself, it definitely goes over 40 knots. But just imagine that you have like the Palais Emilio, you're rocking it over 60 knots thereabouts. I hope it's the right figuring right there, but it does give you a bit of a downside that your ship will fly before it gets to the battlefield. So when the buff does go away, it basically vanishes, and pretty much all your settings and everything will go back to normal, and the ship will return back to normal speed as it does. So that's one good thing that I've noticed about it, that it's quick and easy gameplay, that it's fun and interactive, and I love the timer. It's good to see that the timer is there. They actually shorten it, and well, I have to say that this point system here had me a little bit confused. So basically the whole idea is that your team has to reach 1,000 points, whether by destroying the enemy multiple times or taking cap points and racking up the damage at the same time. You'll get points for it. If your cap is being taken or interfered with, you will stop losing points, stop winning and gaining points in a way. So pretty much, you're gonna have to fight to win to the finish. You can't afford to hang back, as I have mentioned before previously, because simply that in quick aggressive gameplay mode like this, you have to get out there and really punch your way through it to win. And basically, here's a good example of Georgia here. Pure broadside short, and what the hell? I guess that I did not get the citadels I was looking for. Oh well. But yeah, look, you can do a lot of talk memes in this one. And like, you know, for example, the Venom, the Mini Gumo, and also the Hikaze and many other ships like that. Also the Jaeger. Any destroyer that has good torp reloads, I mean, like, you'll basically have a field day with it, and at the same time, any ship that has more than 2 racks of torps, you'll definitely have a field day with torp memes all over the place, especially if you work with your teammates. But this is absolutely fun. Oh, whoa, there's a Palamelia, and it's gonna... It ran me. Ah, that was great. Okay. Anyway, you can expect the unexpected, and ramming flag is always nice to have. Just run away if you want to do it for fun, or if you don't want to have the ramming flag and you just want to do it for talk means like Die Hard achievement. Why not? You may as well go all out with guns blazing and have a field day. But you know what, folks, the greatest thing about this gameplay mode is that you'll be able to just sit back, relax, enjoy it, and you know what, after you've racked up the 1,000 points, you can run off to the bar and say GG, call it quits, and say, yeah guys, we win, we're done, yes, it's a victory. But I have to say, I really do thank Wargaming for listening to the player base and making this event great. It's actually fun to play with. I had a great time myself. I hope that everyone else is having a good time with themselves as well by doing so. And check this out, look at that, all the rewards over there. That's actually pretty damn sweet. But you know, for what it's worth, I mean, like, it's great, fun game mode. This is a great standalone gameplay mode. I definitely think that Wargaming is on the right track with it. I just think that, you know, to be fair, to be honest, that it doesn't need to be on a random gameplay mode at all. But this is definitely a good gameplay mode for fun and memes, and maybe just enjoying yourselves, taking a break from other things like clan battles. Take a break from clan battles, take a break from rank, take a break from operations. The whole works, you know, you'll be able to do whatever you like in the game now. This feels good. I mean, like, I like to see more of this in the near future, because it is actually a fun and engaging event that I believe it has a lot of potential. So basically, I'm hoping that in the near future, that if Wargaming were to pursue down this path in regarding to putting more events like this gameplay style, I reckon it's going to be worth it. I don't know about you, but you know, for what it's worth, it's good to take a break from subs and CVs in the battlefield, but at the same time, it's always great to be here. So until then, stay safe and take care, folks. We'll see you around in the next video.